Derive! Type
Miracle! Hato! The Kamen Rider!
Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of an SHF figure, the SHF or P-Bandai exclusive or P-Bandai exclusive SHF Kamen Rider Heart. And yes, I am aware of the Kamen Rider Brain spinoff, and I am not interested in getting its SHF. I would like to mention that. Now I bought this about, I think it's been like 2 months ago. I just bought this for the looks. Now I have seen the movie where Kamen Rider Heart comes out, and yeah, I say they pretty much aced the design, and I really like how it turned out, even as a figure. So yeah, this being a movie exclusive rider, which is why it's a P-Bandai figure, but it's still one of those easier ones to get, and it's not as expensive as I believe, because I got mine for like about $66, and then there was another extra $12 for shipping. But yeah, considering the price, it's okay. So, as mentioned, or as usual, let's go on with the review. So, first of all, we're going to talk about components and then articulation. So, first of all, regarding the manual, in the manual, it does mention some parts that they give you as a warning or to be careful. Number one is being the belly area, which I really don't understand, but it does mention that the paint can get chipped off or can be rubbed off, so be careful. And then number two is the shift car. Just be careful not to lose it, because that thing actually does fall off pretty easily. So anyway, so other than that, what you get, of course, is the Kamen Rider Heart himself. And then, as mentioned, you get the shift bracelet, the belt, and the shift car. And then currently I'm using 2 fist hands for left and right. And each fist has a different color regarding the handguard. So let's look at the right one. So as the right one, what you get, of course, is 2 types of open hands. This is the first one, and then you get another one, which is like, this one's more natural, this one's the more, trying to hold on to something, or the natural open hand. So we get 2 of those things, and yeah, which might be the most hands that you might be using. The other hands is, number one is, we get a hand for holding weapons, more like sword type weapons, but once again, this rider was never seen using those weapons, so once again, you're not going to use this, unless you're willing to, bring out another weapon from a different rider. Here we have a trigger finger. Once again, no weapons, never used, but still they provide the trigger finger for the right hand. And then this hand, I'm not too sure. I mean, it doesn't look like it can hold hands. Oh boy. But yeah, it's gone forever. And here's the other left hand. Once again, we have the same 2 types of open hands, left and right. Here we go. And then we have another trigger finger and another weapon holding hand. And then that other hand that I kind of lost, just saw. So once again, you can see it doesn't look like it can hold something, but yeah, it definitely has another purpose, which I'm not aware about. Okay, so now let's get on to the review. Now I would like to mention that this kit is not the best kit. Not kit. I mean, this is not the ideal or best figure. While I bought it because of the looks, and that is pretty much the main reason you'll be buying it. You're buying it for the looks. You're not buying this for the gimmicks or weapons. So, yeah. And because this is like one of those figures that the moment I saw it, I just felt like this is a piece of art. Yeah. So, let's look at the head. I really love those green eyes. Definitely love those aspects. And when you look at the eyes, they are kind of a shape of a heart. Obviously, for his name being Heart. We have the horns, which is also once again nice gold colors, and then you can see it's also making an arc that makes it look like a heart. And also you can see like it's not pure gold. You can see that there's like a red to yellow transaction over there, so that's very nice. I will admit this one does have the more buggy lookish design look to it, but I can assure you that the rider himself, I'm pretty sure he's not based on the bug. Head wise, we can go down that much, up that much, doesn't go up that much, and then 360 I would not suggest because it's getting blocked by a lot of stuff. And while it's not really mentioned on the manual, these parts like the spoiler areas, they're supposed to be very fragile, so just be careful regarding that part. But looking at the back, we do still get nice details like on these areas, like from bits and parts from Tridon, and obviously the wheel. Let's get the front part. The main body itself, we have a nice ab crunch, and I still don't know why they only made a mention the warning regarding the belly, but still, okay. We have a nice ab crunch, and then 360 twist, not possible because once again because of the shape of the waist, and then it's being blocked by some other aspects. Shoulders. Now each shoulder design, they may look like the same, but they're actually different. You can see like there is a difference in terms of length. This part is longer. There's no extension on this side of the shoulder, so they're also different, but doesn't really affect the articulation. So each shoulder has the forward and backward movement. Or wait a second. Yeah, it does have a forward and backward movement, but this part being with the wheel, it does get hindered. But the other side, it also does have the forward and backward movement, but yeah, it's not that great. And each arm, they have a different color. As you can see, the handguard were also different, for this one being red, this side being black. So they were also different colors. And here we have the shift brace and the shift car. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be exactly the same design as type tridon shift car, or they're supposed to be like same length, but in different like design. But you can see you still have that mirror metallic color on the shift car, so which is nice when you think about it. So yeah, and I believe it is a different design, come to think of it. Okay, and then let's see, the arm articulation, because of all this shoulder, the shoulder armor does move on its own, but yeah, only it moves in left and right like this. So like getting the arm up is not easy. So this is as far as I can go. So basically I'm trying to say that it does not go up to 90 degrees. But despite that, we still get a nice 360 bend and a only 90 degree bend for some reason. Same goes for the other arm, less than 90 degrees, or this one goes a little bit more, and you still have a nice 360 bend and only a 90 degree bend. But I do like this side of the arm, despite this thing does not have any weapons, but I think this is plenty enough to be a weapon. And now let's get the belt. Now the belt, in the movie, this was just literally the belt, not the actual character inside the belt, so yeah. But we have a different nice color scheme going on. The knob does not actually turn, just like to mention. And around the belt we have this nice robe or cape, not cape, but robe effect going on here. So I think when it comes to buying a figure, whatever you're buying, Figma, SHF, or whatever figure that has a robe or a cape, I think that's like one of the biggest concerns, like how it's going to be, because we're not sure if they're going to actually give actual cloth, or it could be just pure plastic, or it could be something like this rubber. I wouldn't say like pure rubber, but yeah, it has like a flexible plastic or rubber going on here. So it has been done very nice, and the design also pretty good. So we have these robes also does have a little bit of movement, so you can move a little bit forward and backward on each side. There's nothing on the back except for this part, so yeah. So you can see they did put in some considerations on this aspect. But of course, this would also kind of make posing or moving the legs a little bit tricky. So we have this part that's covering the crotch, but we still have a nice side swivel. And then according to Jobby's cool touch technique, I think these are they might be die cast metal, but I could be wrong, because they kind of feel like metal. They don't feel like plastic or rubber at all. Now I had one issue where this side of the knee popped out, but it's not happening anymore. So a nice side swivel going on, and then you can go 90 degrees up forward. Well, I say 90, but not really 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees, because you're being blocked by a few other stuff. And regarding the feet, now it may look flat, but because of the wheel aspect, this makes the posing or balancing the figure very hard. So I just want to mention that. And because of that design of the wheel, you don't really get a nice pivot, which also limits the articulation. But it does have a nice rotation, and you still have the toe bend. But once again, this back part is definitely the main issue of your balance problems. And you have a nice double jointed bend regarding the legs. And regarding the legs, that can go to the side. You can go to the side, but in less than 90 degrees, and I wouldn't suggest you force it, because you don't want this part falling off. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. Now, because as mentioned, this figure does not come with any weapons, because it never used any weapons in the movie. And this was like a one-time transformation thing, so it's never gonna happen anyway. So if you're buying this, I suggest you like at least watch the movie and just buy it for what it is. You buy it because, well, for me at least, I bought it because it looked very cool. Like, it just gave me the impression that this is a piece of art. But if you're buying some figures that you're buying for like the weapons or gimmicks, this is not for you. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the whatchamacallit, the Pre-Bandai exclusive or P-Bandai exclusive SHF Kamen Rider Heart. As mentioned, don't buy this if you're like buying it for the gimmicks. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the figure. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.